Hey, Nile MotormouthJenkins here. Hey, welcome to this day's broadcast, this video. If you're interested in longevity of your vehicle's engine and transmission and keeping your vehicle as long as you want, you're on the right channel. So stay with us. We've got just a short video on this one, a tech tip on your strut shocks. Most cars used to have hood hinges, trunk hinges. Now we have these gas charged strut shocks, and they can be a bit pricey, but they have come down quite a bit in price range. But I'm gonna give you a tip that even I didn't even know. Yeah, what do you think of them apples? You like apples? How about them apples? I didn't even know. I recently bought some strut shocks because the hood shocks on the 2007 Toyota FJ Cruiser get whacked in the head with that hood one more time, and I'm probably not even going to be able to spell my name forwards, let alone backwards. That hurts. And you think that the strut shocks are doing okay till that hood all of a sudden drops on you. It seems to go up all right, but then sitting there, it can suddenly change its mind and just drop down on you and whack you and almost knock you right out. I've had that happen on the Fire Chicken, the rear hatch shocks. That rear hatch glass weighs 70 pounds. And that tailgate came down on me and struck me, and it actually knocked me out. I was laying inside the trunk. I was half in the car, half out. Nobody came to check on me, see, are you all right, Motormouth? Can I help you with something? Can I get you out of the Firebird? No, I had to come to myself. So anyways, we're not dealing with that anymore. But what we do need to know is how they work, how these things work. Now, this is already a replacement. This came off the 97 TJ. And I was reading, I got them from a really good company, I have to tell you, and I'll put that in the description of this video. I was really impressed with the quality and a very fair price, because these are big. And the cartridges are all rated for different weights. So I had purchased a set elsewhere from the Prince of the Palace store, but it will tell you the strut length, but it will also tell you on the instructions, if it comes with instructions, it should have the stroke and the weight that it's applying to whatever it's lifting. So I had purchased a set of strut shocks for this 97. I got them. They were inexpensive. They were like $9.99 at the Prince of the Palace store. Normally they're about 22 bucks. So I didn't realize that each one has a different weight measure that it's applying. So foot-pounds of pressure of lift. You have to pay attention to that. So the ones I picked up, I had the right stroke, but I didn't have the right pounds of pressure. They were 59 pounds. So when I put them on this hatch, it just about, to close it, I thought I was going to break the glass. And it's a $400 glass. No is the answer to that. Number two, when I went to open it, it literally could lift me almost off the ground because it's pushing up at 59 pounds. So what it really needed was, I thought I better spec this out because that's not going to work. We're going to end up breaking a perfectly good glass for what? Because we didn't spec it right. So you need to know the stroke and you need to know the pressure of lift. So I went and checked it, and it should be 42 foot-pounds of lift, not 59. And you might say, well, that's close enough. No, it's not. When it comes to these, you got to be spot on. So if you're buying them aftermarket, make sure you Google and check how many pounds. It'll give you two specs, your stroke and the pounds of lift. So at least you're armed with two things. You know what the lift is, and you know what the pounds are. So here's another thing. Here's the tip I didn't know. So the manufacturer I ordered them from sends out a pretty decent instruction sheet. So if you're buying these, and you're a woodworker and you're making a cabinet with a lid, or you've built a box for your truck or back of your truck and you want lift support, you're probably going to need to be 59 pounds or more. They show you a chart actually in the instructions, the lift you want, the weight of the lid, and how many pounds you need in this cylinder to lift it. So I thought that was really cool. But in reading all the instructions, both sides, fellas, this is the goodie I came up with. Do you think you install them this way? Skippy's saying no, but she's shooting us a line of baloney. Just a minute. I smell something. No, you install them this way. Fat side up, skinny side down. And now I'm going to tell you why. And here's what I discovered on our 07 FJ. This is one from our 07 FJ for the hood. They're teeny weeny. And that hood weighs more than this glass. And look at how big it is and how many pounds. These were installed this way. From the factory, these charged cylinders are to be installed this way. And now I'm going to tell you why. And I always wondered this. There's always oil around here, around the seal. These are charged with oil and gas. There's a seal system in here. That's why there's a ridge here. There's caps and seals in here. Well, this one is still fairly strong, but when it gets cold, it's got no guts. Right now it's got guts. So when they're installed this way, the oil stays down at the top of the cylinder, keeping the seals moist and pliable. So when these seals wear out, what happens is you start to get oil residue just like you would on a shock absorber on your vehicle. But the seal, the oil keeps the seal pliable and prevents the gas from leaking out. So now we'll try this one. Watch the difference. These were also installed upside down. They were installed this way. And there was a lot of oil around the top. Watch this one. The gas is pretty much out of it. And that's the reason why. They don't look that old. They actually look pretty decent. And this is an aftermarket. AVM is the manufacturer. But it doesn't give you, it just says high pressure. That's not enough. That's not good enough. So again, pretty much nothing. So I wanted to show you this before I empty my scrap bucket. And this one's saying it has some pressure left in it. This is the factory one. It says it's for the right side. So the ones I've just put on there, I need to reverse them because I put them on the way the factory did, this way. So I'm going to take them back off and put them on this way, which is the way the manufacturers of this product, because Toyota doesn't make these. GM, Chrysler, Ford, they don't make them, they resource them. They source them out. So they'll be made by a manufacturer. So I'm trusting what the manufacturer says over what the manufacturer of the vehicle says, because the manufacturer makes these. So again, this is saying this is pretty decent, but when it gets cold, it won't hold the hood up. The hood comes down on me. So I just wanted to show you. Now I've installed them on the back of the Jeep. Now the glass doesn't hit me in the head, because one side wanted to hold it up, the other side did not participate. See how it takes it up all by itself? So you got to kind of watch that. But they are the right tensile. They're 42 pounds. That's how they should look. So whether you have a glass or a hood or whatever your hatch is, these struts should be installed skinny side down, fat side up, because that's what prevents the seals from drying out. Then if there's oil coming out, then that means the gas is coming out too. You're losing the charge on them. So all these years of changing these things and reading the instructions, I have never seen that pointed out anywhere. until I ordered these shocks from a manufacturer online. And they were very, very thorough in packaging, very, very thorough in their instructions, and even instructions on how you measure these out if you're making a custom toolbox for your rig. So I will put that information in the description box on this particular video so you can learn all about them. But I would definitely give them a thumbs up. The product is very good. One other thing I want to just explain quickly is when you want to get these things off, I pop the clip right out of here. You don't have to. You can, this one I got smart on. Just put the screwdriver tip in there and it'll spread this clip, and you can slide it up enough to get it off the ball. Then when you go to put it back on, slide the clip back down into position, put a little bit of lube on the ball, on top and bottom, and you can literally just push them right on. So to get them off, just put a screwdriver in there, a skinny one, and just slide that clip will spread, and you can slide it up far enough that it'll come off the ball without any issue. Because if you take these clips all the way off, they're a little tough to get back on because they're spring and they pinch, so they come in. So you'll fight like the dickens with them. So again, just put your screwdriver under there. Maybe I'll just give them a 30-second little ditty here that'll show you how to do it instead of trying to tell you how to do it. I could probably already have shown them how to do it. Right, Skippy? Yeah. And we're going to talk about this at one point. That worked really good. If you're moving vehicles around your yard and stuff, having this is a great idea. So you just get it in under there and see how I'm moving the clip up. I'm not prying it off. I'm just moving it up. Now I can get it off the ball because it's sitting up like this. So once I have it off, and it goes the same when you're putting the new ones on, you got to slide that clip up. And it tells you that in the instructions. And then ready to put it on, just slip that back down till it's in its position. And there is a position for it, so you got to make sure it clips in. Now you can push that on to the ball. Just line it up and push it. It'll go right on there. You won't fight with it at all. But if you pry these out, you're going to fight. You're going to fight with it. If you don't have a pair of spreading pliers, you're going to have a hard time getting that on there. So I hope you got something out of this video. I wanted to share that with you because that's one of those things that are annoying when the hatch or a hood comes down on your head and almost knocks you out. Makes you think a little bit, hey, maybe I really need to get those, and forget the broom handle, the snow brush, the whatever. Hey, put in the comments, what do you use to hold your tailgate up because you're too cheap to buy these things? These weren't that expensive. These were $14 each. And I remember when they first started coming out with this system, these things were like 70 bucks. They were brutally expensive, but they're not now. So ditch the broom handle, get yourself a good set of strut shocks, and I'll put all the information, contacting information in the description box. So we'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to like, share, follow, and visit our homepage of our website, carconnectionbusinessnetwork.com, ccbusnet.com. That is the biggest drawer in our toolbox. We're number one. You can connect with our program partners. Click on their logo. It opens a profile page and you can meet them. And thank you in advance for giving them your business. Also on the top right-hand corner of our homepage are all the platforms that we can be found on. So that's where you'll see our YouTube channel, Facebook, Instagram, Stevensville on the web. We are tied in with the Stevensville people. They are real people, I heard. They are the real people. My pops lives there. Skippy's there somewhere hiding in a teepee or a wigwam. We don't know. She's 2 tents all the time, so we never know. And that's where you'll find us there. Just click on the businesses tab. You'll find a profile page for us, and you'll be able to see and meet all the businesses in Stevensville. We also have our online merch store, so there's merch available for you, Car Connection merch and Motormouth merch. And grab some gear and know that you're helping those that are struggling with addiction to get the help they need at a total freedom Addiction Campus where a new life waits for them. We'll see you in the next one. Thanks for stopping by. Keep it under 100. Happy, healthy motoring. Peace, patience, and kindness always. We'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. If you liked the video, like I know you did, ring the bell. Just get it done. Get notified when the next video comes out. See you in the next one. Gotta go.